Hey, to y'all family at this time. May the peace of y'all come upon you and learn to obey him, brothers and sisters. I got cover this video that is very important. I'm trying to jump right into it. Everything coming from the prophet book Ezekiel, right here. I'm trying to get my camera to focus. I got to automatic focus on it. And the order of this is the order of the priests, the prince and priests of Yah. It's very important. We're going to be talking about the new moon, the mark of Yah, the mark of the Sabbath. That is very important. You know, so you are not keeping Yah's Sabbath without the new moon. Watch. It's very important, brothers and sisters, because all of the laws of Yah dealing with the appointed times. Yes, it's in line by the new moon of Yah. So these are things you must know about that. You can go back and rehearse these things in chapter 1 of Genesis. Brother and sister, verse 14, and you can go and look at this. I hope I got the right verse. I'm going to check it myself real quick. To be exact. So I'm going to look at Genesis. I'm going to look at this other translation real quick and look at Genesis 1. For some reason why it's too out of this particular translation. So let me go here. It's Genesis 1. Give me a moment. Genesis 1. Believe me or not, I got the translation before me. And it's taught of both of them. So these are some older translations. So right here, brothers and sisters, what we're gonna look at this time, we're gonna examine some things. We're gonna examine the orders of the prince. The prince of Yah is the Messiah, the branch of Yah. This Melech of Yah, the prince, which is another word for king, and the Hebrew word, the Hebrew word for prince, for priest is Kohen. So we're gonna look at this and we're gonna get into it because it's very important to show you the orders and how we must get all back in line of Yah. Because the prince and the priest will set the house of Yah in order, in line with Yah, back in tune with Yah. So we're gonna cover some of these things, and this is what's gonna take place, and showing you how our family right now is out of the line of Yah, and this is how we're gonna get back in order of Yah by the words of Yah. See, it's by the words of Yah they're going to get us realigned with Yah. So I'm looking at chapter 44, verse 24. I'm going to start off with. So right here it says, they will serve as judges. See, he talk about the priests to resolve any disagreement among my people. And their decisions must be based upon my laws. See, on his laws, not anybody's own opinion or thoughts or feeling, but upon Abiyah Torah, his law. And just the inclusion, the priests themselves should obey my rules and regulations at all. See, it got the sacred, but a Kodesh, the set apart feast. They got festival feasts. And they shall see to it that the Sabbath is kept a Kodesh, see, set apart day. See, the priest going to get all of these things back in line. I wanted to start off right there to show you that the orders were going to take place. They're going to make sure everyone is keeping the Sabbath according to the will of Yah and at the right time. Yes, and everything will be in line according to the new moon. And what is the new moon? How to identify the new moon, because there's a lot of different sayings going out there. The crescent is the new moon, the full moon is the new moon, and the dark moon is the new moon. But you're going to learn it's the crescent is the new moon, regardless of somebody else worshiping the crescent. See, people go worship the crescent. I never told them to worship the crescent. It's a mark, it's a sign to identify that the new moon appeared. Because the new moon always appears after the moon be darkened by the clouds. See, that's why it's dark and let you know. See, something in the dark, when it comes to the light, That we call it, it's new again. It's visible. See, when it becomes visible, then you got identify the moon. Then you got the light. See the light. Let your light shine. When you see the light, you know it's dead. It reappeared from the clouds. Remember, one thing to keep in your mind: Abiyah, when he came to Moshe and anyone, and he shielded himself by the clouds, where you cannot physically see him. See, he will ride in the clouds, on the clouds, in the clouds, not to show his appearance at this time. See, he said he appeared to you in the clouds, but he was in the clouds, but you couldn't see him because he had allowed the cloud to shield him. See, just like the cloud shield the moon. When at the end of a moon cycle, the clouds darken it on that next day. See, and how you know it's the next day? Because the sun up, sun down, sun up regulates the day. See, remember the moon and the sun was given as a marker, the sign for the day, the year, and all the appointed times of Yah, the feast day. See, to keep all of these things in line. See, when that time period, we know a moon time period is over. On that next day, it will be shielded. You can't see it. But when it reappears, it will appear like a crescent, showing that's the first sign of that new moon. And that's the new moon. And that's how we identify the new moon. That's the marker. By the light, see, the appearance of it. So that's why you have people to watch it. So watch for that sign, for that light. So right there, let me get into this message because I don't want to make this too long. Because I'm trying to do everything in this one video if it's possible. If not, it's going to be part 2. Right here, I'm going to start at verse 1 in chapter 44 of Ezekiel, and it reads. It said, then Yah brought me back to the outer walls and the eastern passageway, but it was closed. And he said to me, this gate should remain closed. He's showing him the third temple been built. And it shall never be open. No man shall pass through it. For Yah, the bara of Yashael Yah, entered here, so it shall remain shut. Only the prince, see when they say only the prince, because he is the prince, may set inside the passageway to the feast, see, to eat there before Yah. But he shall go and come only through the entry. I can't see that word, got a mark over hall of the passage. See, these to get an order, so we all will know these things. Verse 4, it said, then he brought me through the north passageway to the front of the temple. And I looked and saw that the honors, the glory of Yah, filled the temple of Yah, and I fell to the ground with my face in the dust. So keep that in mind. I wanted to show you that. I'm going to go down to 7. I'm showing certain orders of Yah that are going to take place. Let me go down to verse 7 right here. It says, by letting the uncircumcised. See, he's talking about more about the temple, the rules of the temple right here of Yah. It said, note carefully who may be admitted to the temple and who is to be excluded from it. And say to the rebels, the people of Yashael Yah, Yahbarah say, O Yashael Yah, you have sinned greatly by letting the uncircumcised into my temple. See, those who have no heart for Barah. See, these were our people done in the time past when the other temple was built. It said, when you offer me my food, the fat and the blood, thus you have broken my covenant in addition to your other sins. See, that was a sin. It said, you have not kept the laws I gave you concerning the Kodesh affairs. For you have hired foreigners to take charge of my temple. These are things we must never be done again. That's what I'm showing you. Right here, 9, it says, Yahbarah say, no foreigner of all the many among you shall enter my temple, if he has not been circumcised and does not love Yah. See, these are things we have to know about everyone. And the men of the tribe of Levi who abandoned me when Yashayahu strayed away from Barah to idols. See, this is what they turned to idols, what they call in the scripture identified as gods, must be punished for their unfaithfulness. So keep that in mind. And to give you more rules concerning the temple, and they may be temple gods, see. This in the new temple, see, the one that strayed away is if they see, they may be temple gods and gatemen, and they may slay the animal brought for burnt offerings and be present to help the people, but because they encourage the people to worship other, see, which is worship idols, causing Yashayahu to fall into deep sin. I have raised my hand and taken an oath, says Yah Barah, that they must be punished. See, that's why our people was punished. And they shall not come near to me to minister as priests. And they may not touch any of my Kodesh things, for they must bear their shame for all of their sins they have committed. You see that? I didn't want to read all that, but I wanted to show you these things. It said, and they are the temple, see, it's all the sins they have done. It said they are the temple caretakers to do maintenance work and to assist the people in a general way. So, however, the sons of Zadok of the tribe of Levi continue as my priests in the temple when Yashayahu abandoned me for idols. These men shall be my ministers, and they shall stand before me to offer the fat, the blood of the offering, says Yah Barah. See, and they shall enter my temple and come to my table to minister to me, and they shall fulfill my requirements. See, I'm showing the orders of Yah, the requirements when we go back. So every priest and the Levites going to have different function. They're not going to have the same function, but the ones of Zadok line will be able to come near to Yah. But everyone will have work to do. As I'm going to go to right here, chapter 45, verse 9 and 17, and get right into it. I'm showing you the orders and the function that going to be when I return back home when we rebuild the third temple right here. It says when you divide the lands, it's very important. Now this is talking about the part when we divide the land. The tribes of Yashayahu, it's a process. Even a lot of things gonna take place when we divide the land. After we recapture the land, we're gonna have to divide it. So when you divide the land among the tribes of Yashayahu, you shall first give a section of it to Yah. See, the first portion of the land go to Yah after we recapture the whole land as his Kodesh portion. See, this piece shall be 8.5 miles long and 6 2/3 miles wide, and it shall all be Kodesh ground. So I'm showing you the dimensions so those who are going to do this work will know this. It's in a section of this land 875 feet square shall be designed for the temple. See, a section of that land can be designed for the temple. In addition, 87.5 foot strip all around is to be left empty. And the temple shall be built within the area, which is 8 1/3 miles long and 3 1/3 miles wide. See, somebody would measure all the dimensions. And all this section shall be Kodesh land. See, set apart land to Yah. And it will be used by the priests. See, this section will be used by the priests who minister in the temple for their homes. It will be used for their homes and for my temple. And say the strip next to it, 8 1/3 miles long and 3 1/3 miles wide, shall be the residence area for the Levites who work in the temple. Adjacent to the Kodesh lands will be a section 8 1/3 mile by 1 and 2/3 miles for the city open to everyone in Yashariyah. See, so it's going to be a section for everyone that's open to come to of everyone in the land of Yashariyah at that time. See, like a visiting place. So yes, in the daytime, in that time past, yes, we had what they call hotels. So all these things are going to be rebuilt, brothers and sisters, when we get in that land. I'm showing you the division of the land. First, it's and 2. So how far I'm going down? I say the 17. Is that 2 special sections of the land should be set apart for the prince. See this? See, I say now from the priest, everyone get there and say 2 special sections of the land should be set apart for the prince. 1 on each side of the Kodesh lands and city. It is a contiguous